Well, since we're on the congressional wagon here about stupid rules that we don't need, are you familiar with the Peace Act?
The Peace Act? No.
Yes. Our good friend Skippy in the chat room wanted to make sure I give him credit for this, so I'm reading your stories, Skippy.
All right.
Just don't jizz all over yourself now that I mentioned you. You're gonna love this. The Peace Act.
Okay.
The Peace Act could require the police to ask active shooters to stop killing people.
Before what? They take them out?
Yeah. Don't pick them off. Go, hey, you! Could you stop killing people?
Excuse me. Excuse me.
That's basically what this is saying.
You've got to be kidding me.
I'm not kidding you.
Where is this?
Where
is this at?
Well, this is another the Democrat-sponsored Peace Act aimed at reforming federal law enforcement use of force policies has dire consequences. The head of the Federal Law Enforcement Officers Association said that the Peace Act legislation proposed by the Democrats in Congress would have hampered law enforcement response to the mass shootings in El Paso and Dayton. Peace, in this case, stands for police exercising absolute care with everyone.
You know what? Then why have cops? Just why have cops?
Hey, could you stop that over there?
That is the most ridiculous thing ever. Why, of all of the... Oh, my God. I'm done. We're done. Good night. Good night. I've had enough of this show. 2 hours in. I can't fucking stand this anymore. Fucking... Why in the fucking world are we worried about the rights of a mass shooter when they're shooting?
Because he's a person too. You gotta take him into consideration. He's got feelings too.
He's not a person while he's gunning people down. He's a fucking animal that needs to be put down like any other fucking animal.
See, Chris, that's the attitude that we're trying to stomp out, you Neanderthal.
Oh my God. Yeah, instead it's like, excuse me, you with the AK, hold on, sir. Would you mind not putting a bullet in Sally's head, please?
Could you stop shooting people over there? You're really fucking things up out here for everybody else. Could you just stop it?
Wait. No, I asked you not to. All right, well, don't worry about that one. Don't shoot Billy now. Wait, I just asked you not to. Please. Get the fuck out of here with this shit. Oh, my God.
Well, this is the softer, kinder, gentler nation we're becoming.
My God. Now, of all the dumb shit Trump tweets on, why isn't he tweeting on this shit for being so stupid? Or is he? He might be. I don't know.
President Larry Cosmo called the bill proposed by the U.S. Representatives Lacey Clay, Democrat from Missouri, and Ro Khanna, Democrat from California, politically motivated legislation. It is past time to end legal standards for the use of force that permits Americans to be killed as a first resort, rather than only when absolutely necessary, and with little accountability, Khan said in a press statement. This disproportionately impacts African Americans, who make up only 13% of the U.S. population, but account for 25% of those Americans tragically shot and killed by a police officer each year.
Wait a minute. I thought that most mass shooters were white guys.
Well, that's what I've heard, yeah.
So then wouldn't this adversely affect white guys?
Well, they're not necessarily talking about only mass shooters. They're just talking about people wielding a gun, I guess. I guess the headline is a little bit, it just says active shooter. It doesn't say mass shooter.
Okay. All right. That makes more sense.
Just somebody who's out there just shooting 1 or 20.
Yeah. All right. Good.
Hey,
Good,
could you put the gun down? Hey, could you stop shooting people?
Yeah. Sir, let's just have a nice talk. Set the gun down. We'll sit here on the steps and work it out.
Yeah, what's bothering you today? Let's have a beer summit.
Yeah. Sir, I've got a Monster Energy drink. Just put down your gun and we'll sit down and have one together. Oh, my God. Are you kidding me?
Immediately resorting to lethal force rather than using proven de-escalation tactics increases risks for both citizens and police officers. We have to do more than change the rhetoric. We have to change the laws.
Stop it.
The peace.
How about you enforce the fucking laws that are on the books?
Yeah.
Jesus.
The Peace Act's authors have touted the bill as groundbreaking use of force reform legislation, but Cosmo called the measure ignorant of the reality of what's happening during incidences in which a use of force is necessary. Yeah, we don't have time to sit there and think, hey, fella, you over there with the gun? Could we have like a little talk for a minute? Could I possibly convince you not to be shooting people?
Why don't we just have every cop roll the streets with a wrapped, like a Christmas present type thing? That way you can walk up to him and say, sir, if you put down your gun, we'll give you this gift. We'll give you a gift if you just stop killing people.
I think McDonald's gift certificates probably would be most effective, at least here in Chicago.
If you put down your gun, we'll give you an iTunes card.
I got a gift certificate for Popeye's fried chicken.
Who wants to go to the Cheesecake Factory? Just stop killing people and it's all yours. Oh, brother.
The legislation introduced by Representative Lacey Clay and Ro Khanna is an insult to the law enforcement that will inhibit their ability to maintain the peace rather than protect it, as the name suggests. Cosmo said that the Peace Act itself, as well as the rhetoric surrounding its introduction, imply that the federal law enforcement uses deadly force as the first resort.
Yeah, that is the only resort when you're dealing with someone that is killing people. Wow, that's a real hard concept to grasp, that your answer to murderers is to murder them.
Yeah.
If they happen to live through it, good for them. Then you get to fucking spend $1 million keeping them alive. But for fuck's sake, the actual what we want is fucking killing them. We want the police to kill them. When Nathan Gale jumped in to fucking shoot Dimebag in the head, we were all pretty happy that Officer Niggermeyer fucking killed that piece of shit. Nobody was like, oh, man, how could you do that? You should have talked him down. You should have offered him a fucking piece of candy. You should have had a nice conversation with them. The answer was good. Kill that son of a fucking bitch that just killed that guy.
Yeah.
Why is that so fucking hard to understand?
Because it's barbaric,
that is
man.
What we want.
It's barbaric, man. What's wrong with you?
Jesus. So fucking ridiculous.
This is outrageous considering that in 2017, an estimated 1,247,321 violent crimes were reported. 987 of these cases involved lethal use of force by police. Of these, 95% of the individuals were armed. Law enforcement officers use force when necessary to protect the public and themselves, and discouraging them from doing so is dangerous, he continued. Furthermore, the proposed legislation seems ignorant of the reality of the situation in which force is necessary. Situations escalate in seconds, and law enforcement are often called to the scene of an already volatile situation. Under this legislation, law enforcement must take the time to conclude the age, language, physical, and mental condition of its active threat before even issuing conditional warnings to the individual. Clay bragged in a press announcement that our new legislation would prohibit the use of deadly force by federal law enforcement unless no other reasonable alternative exists. But Cosmo said federal law enforcement already subscribes to the objective of a reasonable standard held by the courts. He pointed out that the Peace Act ignores existing established legal precedences and policies. This legislation also neglects established precedent and policy on use of force, which officers and the agents dutifully follow in nearly every situation. Cosmo said Graham versus Connor, a unanimous Supreme Court decision, held that an objective, reasonable standard should be applied when determining the proper level of force. Additionally, the Federal Bureau of Investigation official policy regarding the use of force already requires agents only to use deadly force when necessary to protect against an imminent threat of death or serious bodily injury. All agencies have similar policies tailored to their mission, he explained. For example, the U.S. Marshal Service has 3 pages of policy regarding the use of force for escaped prisoners. The Federal Law Enforcement Training Center also teaches de-escalation techniques at all basic classes with hours of training on the legal ramifications of use of force. Protections for the public are already in place in the moment of life or death. Law enforcement does not need additional parameters for action. They need to trust their intuition and years of training. Cosmo said that the proposed Peace Act would not make American lives safer and might actually do the opposite. In fact, if these conditions were used in Dayton, Ohio, or other mass shootings, these incidents may have been exacerbated by a delayed law enforcement response due to parameters outlined in his politically motivated legislation.
Yeah. Well, at least somebody's talking a little bit of common sense here. Jesus.
But yeah, even though we're making kind of silly remarks about it, it's exactly what we're saying there. It's like, hey, you, Mr. Shooter, woohoo,
yeah.
You with the gun. Could you stop killing people?
Yeah, I wish it wouldn't hurt anybody else. It's like, God damn it. Enough with this shit. You know, stop worrying about shit that doesn't matter. The rights of a mass shooter during a shooting is not something we need to concern ourselves with. If they get gunned down, they get gunned down. That's just the way it goes.
But once a person starts shooting people, what good are they after that?
None.
I mean, it's not like you're going to rehabilitate them, and it's not like they're ever going to be a useful member of society. So what's the point?
Yeah, you go and kill more than one person. You ain't even coming out anyway, so who gives a shit?
Yeah, so now we're going to spend, thousands upon thousands of dollars on jury trials and housing you, warehousing you for the rest of your life. What good is it? We might as well just take you out. Why would we spend hundreds of thousands of dollars to warehouse you for the rest of your life when a bullet only costs a nickel?
And the truth is you deserve to be taken out.
Yeah.
You don't deserve, even if the option is prison for the rest of your life, you don't deserve that option. You don't deserve that option. You don't deserve to breathe any more air. You don't deserve to be anything but a bad memory in your family's fucking tree.
Yeah, sorry, you've transgressed the line of no return, and you got to go now.
You need to be the dead rotting branch on the family tree that you are.
Mm-hmm.
That's it. You just need to go. Once you start killing mass people, you need to go. End of story. There's no need for this. There's certainly no need to be giving presents or gifts for these fucking people. Jesus.
I mean, what good are you at this point? What's the purpose of saving your life now? What good are you going to serve?
None at all. It's just this is worse than the last one you read.
Well, you know what this is about, don't you?
What? Votes?
Yeah, it's pandering to the black community.
Mm-hmm.
That's all it is. It's just pandering. It's just like, see, we're passing legislation because according to the media, which is false, black people are shot disproportionately to everybody else, which is not true. It's been proven again and again and again is not true. But that's all it is. It's just pandering.
Yeah, well, pander somewhere else, dickheads.
Yep.
That's fucking ridiculous and beyond stupid.
Mm-hmm. That would be something, though, if that bill actually, was enforced or passed and enforced. To be out on a shooting scene, especially in a place like Chicago or Baltimore.
Yeah.
And seeing the cops roll up all in tactical gear and weaponry, and they stop and they go, "Yoo-hoo! You, Mr. Shooter! Woo-hoo! Over here, pal!"
Yeah. I hate to say it, but they kind of do. They do that anyway. I mean, they don't, unless I'm way misguided here, it's not that often that they go in blasting.
No, they say, "Drop your weapon and put your hands up."
Yeah. They generally identify themselves and tell them to stop.
Yeah, they tell them.
What more do you need that? Why do you need more? Why do you need more than police stop, drop your weapon? No, bang. There's no need for a conversation.
Well, like I said, because it's pandering.
Yeah.
That's why. That's the only reason why.
It's crazy.
It is crazy. So there you go. It's our great government getting involved in protecting you weak citizens out there.
Yeah, because y'all need that.
You're all so weak.
Yeah,
because you listen to bullies like us.
that's right.
You're being indoctrinated every Saturday.
Mm-hmm. We're part of the problem.
We are part of the problem.
We're transforming 40,000 people a week into fucking hate mongers.
Yeah, death machines.
Yeah. Bringing back my rich with hatred moniker.
So all of you are killing machines.
That's right.
So don't listen to us, because I don't want you to go on some rampage.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, please don't.
I was listening to Chris and Neely, and they caused me to go on a rampage. I wasn't even thinking about it before, but I listened to that show, and they convinced me that I need to, weapon up and go out there and just start blasting.
And if you do go out on a shooting rampage, please don't wear your CMS shirt. Please don't. No CMS shirts, no hats.
Yeah, you hear that, Tex Nation?
Yeah.
I know that's your main wardrobe, but if you ever decide you're going to go out on a shooting spree, leave the CMS gear at home, will you?
Yeah, please. In fact, burn it right before you leave for a shooting spree. We don't want them to find evidence of it either.
Could you even imagine?
Dude, the only thing that comes close is, do you remember when Chris Hansen had the To Catch a Predator, and they caught the one guy, and he said to Chris Hansen, "Oh, I hear you all the time on Opie and Anthony."
Yeah,
and I think it's so funny.
I do remember that.
That is not what we want.
Yeah, that's the kind of publicity we don't need.
Yeah, there is a such thing as bad publicity, and that would be it.
I saw it on Facebook, and they told me to go out here and do this.
Yeah, don't put on Facebook, "I'm going out Neely style with your new shirt on." No, don't do that, please.
Oh, man. Well, I'm telling you, people, I know most of you are in your 30s to 60s who listen to the show, but boy, I hope you guys if you're not involved politically and voting and keeping jagoffs like this out of our legislative branch, I sure hope you'll get active and maybe get involved a little bit.
Yeah, you have to now. You really, if you don't vote, you're a fucking fool.
Yeah.
You don't have to like the people that you don't. And that's the misconception. Like, I don't like the guys I didn't like voting for Trump last year. I'll be honest, I didn't. Did I vote for him? Absolutely, because I would have voted if Donald Trump said that I had to suck dick once a week versus vote for Hillary. I think I'd have fucking been sucking a lot of cock, because I could not have voted for Hillary under any circumstance.
Right.
She's too much of a fucking criminal for me to vote for. But, you don't have to love who you vote for. I voted for that guy for one fucking reason, and he did what he said he was going to do. All the rest of it is nonsense. You don't have to like who you vote for. That's where I think a lot of people don't vote. I think a lot of people are like, well, everybody is an asshole that's in the election. Okay, well, figure out which one has the closest to your fucking value set and vote for that one.
Yeah.
You know, whatever your value set is, even if it's fucking dumb fuck Beto O'Rourke. If that's what you believe, then at least go out there and fucking expound your belief. You know, I mean, he's not going to win, so you're wasting your time, but please go and do it anyway. You know, I mean, shit, you should do something.
Yeah.
You should definitely vote.
Well, just remember these Congress people who get involved with this kind of legislation that basically erodes away your liberty and your freedom.
Yeah.
Just know who those people are and say, yeah, you voted for that, or you proposed that bill, or I got to vote against you. Whoever it is that's who's running against you and you're in my district, I got to get rid of you.
Yeah, exactly. Otherwise, you're going to get more AOCs and Talibs, and, you know, you're going to get more of these fucking idiots because they had nobody voting against them.
Right.
Because people were too fucking lazy to vote. That's really how she got in. She got in because she had big tits and she fucking didn't have anybody really against her.
Yeah, she didn't have anybody, you know, up against her aside from an incumbent guy, and he didn't, he didn't go out there and work the canvas as hard as he could have.
Yeah, he should have had some sort of a debate with her. Did he have a debate with her?
Nope.
I think that would have ended any chance of her getting elected. She's so fucking dumb. What did she say this week? That DC needs to be seceded from the Electoral College or something.
Right.
She is a fucking dope.
Yeah, she doesn't know shit.
She is a dummy. Nice tits, but dumb. My God. I wouldn't mind her waiting on my table at the bar, but that, man.
Well, that's the whole thing. Do you even know if she was even a good bartender?
No, but she'd still get a big tip from me. Tits equal tips.
Really?
You know, oh yeah.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
Not everybody's you that will sit there with a fucking calculated response on their service to dictate what they're going to do on their tip. Some of us just like to see some big fucking tits come over to us and you know, wiggle a little bit while they set down the drinks. You know, that's all I need. I'm easy like that. You know, big tits like that, 30% right off the top. And if she's a good waitress on top of that, 50% tip.
Wow, look at you.
I'm a big tipper. I really do tip way too much.
Well, as I do as well.
Yeah, I know. I'm just fucking with you.
All right, well, let's take a short break and come back and do some more stuff.
All right.
Anything you want to hear in particular?
How about Iron Maiden, Chains of Misery? How's that?
All right.
That's one played in, I don't think, ever.
Well, we can definitely do that.
It's on Fear of the Dark.
All right, I got it.
I was listening to a kick-ass fucking podcast today. I just discovered it yesterday, and I was listening to it today and last night, called Talkin' Maiden.
Okay.
It's a I don't know, these guys, I think they're Canadian guys, but it's a real, their only focus is Iron Maiden, and they have like 78 episodes, and they're already talking about that they're running out of shit to talk about.
Really?
But yeah, but it's a pretty good fucking podcast. If you're an Iron Maiden fan, they really break down every album, and you know, they were talking about how the album that they were talking about was Fear of the Dark, and they were talking about how Be Quick or Be Dead is about the BCCI scandal and shit. I was like, I didn't know that.
All right.
You know, I was learning some shit today about Iron Maiden listening to this podcast.
Well, look at you.
I definitely recommend it. It's called Talkin' Maiden.
Not Talkin' Metal, but Talkin' Maiden.
Talkin' Maiden. Good podcast.
All right, well, we can definitely do that. So we're going to play a couple of tunes. We'll come back and we'll do some more stuff. So here it is. Here's some Iron Maiden with Chains of Misery exclusively here
on your classic metal show.
Hello, boys and girls. This is Nico McBrain, extraordinaire, wonderful, handsome-looking drummer, best one in any rock and roll band, and you are listening to me on the Classic Metal Show.